Hello, this is Thomas, K4SWL. If you're new here, I like to do real-time, real-life amateur radio field activation videos. I don't know why I bother walking this car here. There's like nobody here at this park at all. I'm in the habit of doing that because where I live, if you don't lock your car, a bear can get in it. So I do it more for bears than anything else. Today I'm at Tuttle Educational State Forest, and I'm going to do a real-time, real-life activation video here, hopefully, using one of my very favorite radios in the world, the Elecraft KX1. This is Sunday at Tuttle, and I'll let you in a little secret. And I can tell you that the local hams around here probably already know this, that Tuttle is quiet to begin with. It's an educational state forest. These are not as heavily trafficked as other types of state parks and things. And Sundays especially, it's super, super quiet out here. You know what I need to do? I need to find a trash can because I've got something to throw away. I've got two things to throw away. So I just did a hike and talk session. I don't know if that's published yet or not. Here, I did about a probably 2.5, maybe 3 mile hike. Did the long trail here and added some onto it. And yeah, I'm gonna go down here to these trash cans. I know there's some at the shelter. I did, maybe I'll just set up here at the shelter, come to think of it. Yeah, why not? That way I know I'll have some shade. But I did a hike and talk session. It was very long, and it's like 90, probably 93 right now here outside. It's not quite bad in the shade, but there's just, it's super high humidity. So I am really sweaty after this hike. Really, really sweaty. But I'm not going to let that stop me from doing an activation. I really want to do one today. Hopefully there's a trash can down here. Now, the park rangers have told me I'm welcome to use this shelter when no one else is here. So I'm going to take them up on that. I haven't seen them today, but they've told me this in the past. I picked up some trash on the trail and stuck it in my pocket. I need to get that out and throw it away along with this thing out of my car. See, with Thomas's videos, you get to watch him throw away trash. I mean, talk about high quality stuff. We gotta keep our parks clean. So yeah, did this hike, really hot. Now I'm gonna try to cool off with an activation. I'm here in town, wasn't expecting to be here today, but I had plenty of radios in my car, so I had the middle of the day free. So took a really nice long hike, sweaty as all get out, but it was worth it. I brought plenty of water for hydration. I think I just drank a liter of this. Today I'm going to use my Elecraft KX1. I'll tell you a little bit more about it after I get the antenna set up. I'm going to set up probably an end-fed half wave because the KX1 here works on 40, 30, and 20 meters. And this will be a 40 and 20 meter antenna. But if I need to go on 30 meters, I can just go back evidently to my car because I didn't bring it with me. Thought I did. My Elecraft T1's in the car, and I could always hop on 30 meters with that. No problem at all. Oh, wait a minute. What am I saying? This KX1 has a built-in ATU, so maybe it's good enough to tune it on 30. We'll find out. The KX1 ATU is not like the KX2 or the KX3. It is not that caliber. It is a much more simple antenna tuner. So sometimes it tunes things, sometimes it doesn't. It's made to really tune what Elecraft designed it to tune. And just look in the Elecraft manual for the KX1, you'll kind of get an idea of what that should be. It is not meant to tune just anything. Let's go ahead and get this antenna set up though. I'm trying to think of the best vantage point. I'm going to throw a line in this tree right here, so why not just set you up in here under the shelter in the shade, right? Yeah, it's probably like, for you Celsius people, it's probably like the mid-30s Celsius-wise, but the humidity is like 400%. It's so hot and humid. I was never meant for this. I think I was really meant to be like to live in a country like Scotland, maybe Svalbard, maybe a part of Norway. Okay, So I'm going to go out here with my throw line, throw the line up straight through here, through this tree. Am I showing you properly? Yes. This tree right here, throw it through this way, so it'll be stretching out that way. Should work out pretty nicely. And then I'll just set up here at the shack. So take me a second to take this out here, grab my antenna. And the antenna I'll be using today is Collins MM0OPX 40 meter end-fed half wave. It was in my bag. I really love this antenna. That's what we're going to use. So I'll set that here. Let me take a picture while I'm thinking about it of this stuff. And as I always say, you see the sausage made in my videos, right? You see how the sausage is made. And that is because I don't edit my videos. However, I do put chapters in the timeline. So if you hover over the timeline on YouTube, you can't do this on Vimeo, but if you do it on YouTube and you hover over the timeline, you'll see the chapters that I've put in for doing the antenna deployment, the activation, all those things. So you can skip over all of my babble if you want to. I wouldn't blame you. Get this antenna in the air. Very good. So what you can't see in the video is that basically I had to deploy this among a whole bunch of blackberry vines, like briars basically. It was a little hard to get in there. I got where I wanted to be in the tree, but I swung the antenna line around, or the throw line around, so that I'd have a little bit more of a clear shot for it to go up into the tree, into a bit of a, almost a vertical orientation to be honest, but really sloped a little bit. And this is just on a figure 8 wind, so hopefully when I start pulling this, it'll just work. I may go ahead and hook up my feed line to this so that I know how far I want to pull it. Go ahead and do that. So I'll grab my feed line here, because the feed line's not super long. This is maybe 15 feet long, something like that. It doesn't have to be super long to be effective. And if I tie it off over here on my bag, like I'll show you here, if I tie it off here, then when I start to pull the antenna up, I'll know roughly how far I have to go for it, where I want it to be. So I'll continue keeping you right here. I think you'll be able to see this easier from this vantage point. Of course, it would help if I attach my feed line to my antenna. Here we go. Getting ahead of yourself there, Thomas. Okay, so let me pull you across here real quick so you can see this a little better. But basically, the antenna is going up there, kind of curving up. You know what I'm going to do is pull it away from this particular branch. There we go. I'm going to pull away from that branch too. Maybe not. It's okay. It's going up there, crossing over the tree and coming back down probably about 15 feet or so. So kind of an inverted V shape. And instead of using my throw weight on the other end as a little tension on the line to hold the antenna up, I just tied it around that tree super loosely. So that works fine. And we should be in good shape to play radio now. Okay, now let's hope that I actually brought everything I need to do this this activation. I just brought it. I threw a whole bunch of things in here. Let's see. I'm actually down here, not because I wanted to right now, but my mom's in the hospital. She's doing fairly well, but she gave us a little scare. We took her to the hospital yesterday, so I came down to be here. And fortunately, she's just being kind of monitored today. She's doing a lot better. And I had no reason to stay around in the hospital all day long. And Mom, if you're watching this later, I hope you don't mind that I'm telling the World Wide Web, all the ham radio people in the world, that you're in the hospital. But a lot of you ask about my mom, and in general, she's doing fairly well. But she has had to go to the hospital. So, okay, let's see. So I've got my KX1. I got my antenna. Let's pull this up. And I'm using my backpack as a little bit of a tension for this. Now, I know people are going to ask me about this battery, and this is a tungsten battery. This is made by Joshua N5FY, who's a really good friend. And I don't think he's selling these now or anything. He just made up a whole bunch of them for himself, and he had some extra cells, and so he made a couple for me, and I'm really, really grateful. These are 5 amp hour LiPo batteries, and they're just lovely, and they're great for this sort of thing. So yeah, there we go. Got that hooked up. I need to get a key. I need to get logging sheets. Get my external speaker, and let's hope that this has enough power in it, because I didn't check that before I came here. I have been not terribly organized, I'm afraid. Not terribly organized. A lot going on, but luckily I came down here with a bunch of radios in the car, like I always do. So when an opportunity presents itself for a little radio therapy, it's here. I appreciate you joining me today for this. Should be a lot of fun. It's hot, so I'll probably be dripping sweat all over this right in the rain pad, but that's one of the reasons why I like these. Okay, 4861 Tuttle, one of my favorite parks ever. And today is the 27th of August, 2023. Remind me before we start this activation, I need to tell you a couple things about this radio. Let's see, we'll probably start on 20 meters. It's the time of day that 20 meters CW should be okay. If the propagation gods are being nice to all of us today. Let's see, let's get in here into hammers and K4, well, SWL at K-4861. As I always say, this used to be the file format for all POTA files. It is no longer. I don't think you have to have this format anymore, but I still use it. I think it's really good. I've always liked intelligent file names, because I can look at this file, this ADI file, and I know exactly where I was, what day, and that sort of thing, so I like it. K-4861. Oh, I've actually got a little bit of internet right now. I have it on a 20 meter band CW, because this is a CW only radio. And then I'm going to enter in KX1, and that'll be my first entry. So it's going to show as 1 QSO, but I'll go in and delete that later, probably sometime during the slow part of the activation. And let's see, I need to hook up my key yet. I want to talk about this just a second, because this is only the second time I've had this little radio in the field. And you may be thinking, but Thomas, you've had KX1s a lot, you know. Can't be your only time having the KX1 in the field. That would be correct. I have taken the KX1 to the field many, many times. As I said, it's one of my very favorite field radios ever. I love this radio. But this particular radio is new to me, this particular one. And I may be repeating myself here, because I'm going to be honest with you. I don't record all of my activations. Sometimes I just go out and do an activation to do it. And I honestly can't remember if the last activation I did with my KX1, if I did it as a video or if I just did it on my own to do it. But I have taken this particular one to the field one time before. And basically, I owned a KX1. It was my very first portable field radio that I ever owned, other than the 817. But this is the first truly just like handheld portable radio. And I think the thing was just revolutionary at the time. I think it's just one of the most awesome things that Elecraft's ever made. I was a massive fan of it. I owned one, and I sold it to a really kind amateur radio operator when I bought my KX2, because I thought, well, I don't need this anymore. I instantly regretted it, because I just loved the KX1. And so in 2020, I bought a KX1. I called Ruby. I've taken Ruby to the field many times. Ruby has some issues, though, because every single KX1 that's ever been made has been made by an individual, not by Elecraft, the company, because it is only available as a kit. It was only available as a kit. It's no longer made. So anytime you buy a KX1, the quality of it has everything to do with the person who built it. Ruby was built by a well-meaning person who was not the best at soldering. And so Ruby works, but not that well. After I've had many times I've worked on it, my buddy Vlado has worked on the radio, and it works great for a while, and then if I use it for as much as like an hour or 45 minutes, when it gets just a little warm, it stops working properly. It just drops its power output. And twice before when we've diagnosed this, it's been due to some cold solder joints and faulty solder connections. And so I've had to, after it happened like the third time, I just decided I really need to take Ruby out of commission and wait for the day that I can like literally take that radio apart, redo all the soldering. Not literally take every component out, but redo all the soldering on the board. And I'm sure that they can be fixed, but it's just going to take time. It's going to take a lot of time. So last year, 2022, a friend that I've known for a very, very long time, since my very early days of amateur radio, who's an incredible kit builder and engineer, I found out he wanted to sell his KX1 and that he'd let me buy it from him. So I bought it from him, and it works flawlessly. It is Ruby was a 4-band KX1, so 80, 40, 30, 20 with an ATU. The one I bought from this friend was a 3-band version, 40, 30, 20 meters with an ATU. It works flawlessly. And then 3 weeks ago, maybe, another friend reached out to me, and he was liquidating some of his QRP radios to focus on the ones he really liked the best. And I think he bought doubles of those 2 radios he really likes. And he offered me his KX1, and I couldn't say no. So I have 2 very well-functioning KX1s now, with one that needs to be worked on and fixed. And I'm happy with that. I also have a lot of spare parts. I bought some spare parts from him that he got, and I also have my own set of spare parts I had for my radios, because these are no longer made. And I really want to keep this forever. I want this, I've told my wife, I want this put in the casket with me. You know what I mean. I really want to keep this radio forever. So call me crazy, but I now have 3 KX1s. 2 functioning ones and 1 that I need to repair. Probably after I repair that one, I know somebody I think I may just give it to, because I just want to. And yeah. And so if you're watching this video, you're probably not that person, by the way, because I don't think this person watches my videos, but they're a really good person. So yeah, that's the deal with the KX1. So I'm taking this one out today, and we may try to tune the 30-meter band on it. I have not set up anything on the radio yet, and we're going to go through that together. If I can remember how to do it. You know, it's been a while since I've set up a KX1. Ooh, that's loud. Okay, so let's see here. First of all, I want to go into the menu and record, and I've got to remember how to do this because I don't have my little cheat sheet with me that I normally have. What is it? It's not play. That must be it. Store. Nope. Okay, let's try this one more time. Let's see. I may not do this right now because I realize I really need to have my reference sheet with me, and it's usually with Ruby, and I don't have Ruby with me today, so I don't have my reference sheet. The KX1 is amazing and has so many cool features in it, but it is one that you really do need to, I really thought that was it. ATU. No, that probably wasn't it. I don't want to mess this up, and I don't want to mislead anyone here. That can't be it. Some kind of noise coming through as well. No. I just can't remember right now. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to pause the video and look this up real quick. Okay, I'm back, and I found the answer. And as soon as I read this, it dawned on me. So there's a little quick reference sheet that for the KX1, and this is what's actually printed and in the case for my first KX1 Ruby. And I actually have a separate one for my other KX1 that's in its case. But I haven't made one yet for this one. And I use these a lot because it only has 3 digits on here. And Elecraft did a pretty good job of putting acronyms and things to help you remember what they stand for. But frankly, I look at them and they all just start to get confusing. Because I think, does this one mean the paddle? Does this one mean side tone level? You know, whatever. these little menu things here tell you what it is. And how you set a memory is super easy. First you hit the menu button, and then you go to play, which is what I was thinking there's a separate one for record, but it's not. It's on the play one. You press play, then you hit edit, and you're basically editing the messages that you would play. Now you tell it you want to record number 1, and I'm going to make this the CQ. Whoops. Okay, I'm about to try that again here. Let's try this again. I had to have this turned up so I have a side tone so I can hear what I'm doing. Now, I think when let me get somewhere where I won't be heard. I just want to hear that this is working out right. Okay, here we go. So I press play. And nope. Let me get back out of here. Okay. Okay, I added the S on the end so that the reverse beacon network wouldn't pick me up right there. Okay. Because I think that's actually playing, of course. So I'll go ahead and record my ending here that I do. Okay, let's see. There. Now I have both of my message memories recorded. Now I just need to find a nice clear spot. So now when I hit menu, play comes up, and then I just press 1 to do my CQ POTA, press 2 to play my back to you and all that good stuff. Let me get back over here, hit menu again. And you can tell where you are by pressing the band button. It's 14063. The bands sound pretty good. I'm really hoping this is a good day for doing. Let's listen here a little bit. You're hearing a little bit of... so basically I'm on the 20 meter band, and I also put my ATU in calibration mode, which basically is bypass mode for the KX1, because you don't want the ATU engaged at all when you have a resonant antenna. That other station you're hearing is off to the side, and we're just going to deal with listening to them. We're not going to interfere with them. They're a whole kilohertz away from us. Okay, now I've got to turn off. Oh, wait a minute. I forgot to spot myself. That's right. I wasn't planning to be out here today. There we go. POTA.app. And the noise you're hearing is this phone in the audio. So let me go in here and just do add spot. Frequency is 14053.5. Park reference is K-4861. Comment is CW. Spot. Now, let's try this again. And I'm going to turn off this so there's no more, put it in airplane mode, and that may help a little bit with the noise. What is this? About 1700. Can you see everything okay? I think you can. That's on repeat now. Take a couple photos while I can. Is that somebody calling me? CW message memories are so nice. Oh, I forgot to get your state. Oh, wasn't paying attention. So that's somebody maybe a half a kilohertz away. They don't hear me on their radio, but I hear them, and that's pretty normal because this filter is not sharp skirted. It's not a contest filter. It's a scaff filter, and you don't buy the KX1. There we go. Wow, big signal. Washington State with 3 watts. That's just amazing. See, this is only running 3 watts of power. The KX1 is about 3, maybe 3.5 watts of power. So that's really impressive. I think he said Missouri. Oh, Kansas. We got 9. Only need 1 more for a valid activation. Not bad today. It even has repeat mode. I mean, this is such a easy Elecraft thing. I love this radio. I just love it so much. Gotcha. Boy, how he just about faded out of me. So yeah, the stations you're hearing on the other side, it's just because the filter in the KX1's much like an analog, kind of like not an analog radio, but like a tube radio or a valve radio. It's just, it's not as precise and surgical as a contest radio or the KX3 or the KX2 have. And I'm good with that. I actually kind of like that. I do not mind hearing CW off to the sides of me. Not in the slightest, actually. Oh, whoops. I can hear the bands up and down a little bit, though, too, probably. I've already got the activation done. There are 10 here for a valid activation, but I think I'm going to move to 30 here in a second. If for no other reason, just to see if the ATU can match this 40-meter in-fed half wave. That's a pretty good test for it. The ATU all depends on how well it works, depends on the original person who built it. That's MA, not QQ. That hit me as I was writing. Did you hear that as I was sending? I, in my head, was saying that was MA, not QQ. And I sent an A. That's what happens to me. I don't know if you're that way or not, but I can really only talk or do CW. And when I'm doing CW, even my thoughts can change what I'm sending. Which isn't good, right? That's just how I'm wired. Maybe you're not wired that way. I wish I wasn't wired that way. It'd be kind of handy to... I'd love to be able to talk and do CW at the same time. We'll call here a little bit longer, and then I'm going to move down to the 30-meter band. I'll have to leave here in probably 20 minutes, so I'll put a little bit more time in, then we'll pack up and head out. One more call. Then I'm going to QSY and see if we can hit 30 meters. If I can't tune 30 meters, I'll go down to 40 for a little bit. Okay. 30 meters. Okay, I've got to go into the menu settings. I've got to go to the ATU. I've got to edit it and put it on tune. There we go. Now I'm probably on 10.112. And now we're going to try to see if it'll tune. 2.7. Let's try it one more time. 4.3, that may have done it. Nope. Still, so it tells you that your power output and what's coming back, and your SWR, and your standing wave. Let's see. Let's try it one more time and see. Yeah, I'm getting a 3-to-1. With the KX1, I would probably operate with 2, maybe even 3. I'm not going to do it today, though. Let's just go down to the 40-meter band. Again, I don't expect much from the ATU that's in this. This ATU is very much just for working with certain random wire antennas that you build for the KX1, like that's in the manual. And that's really about it. These ATUs were not designed, they're not wide range like the KX2. The KX2 would have zero problem at all doing this, neither the KX3 nor any other portable ATU that I have, including the ZM2. But when Elecraft made the KX1, there were I can't think of a single portable transceiver that had a built-in ATU in it of any sort. So this was revolutionary at the time, and this was 20 years ago when they introduced this radio. And I still just think it's just an amazing radio. And I don't know if you have an appreciation for it like I do, but I actually really love the kind of analogish, tube-ish sound. Like the audio is not super precise. It's just kind of, I think it's lovely. There's going to be some QRN on here probably. Okay, now I need to go in here again and tell the ATU I need to have calibration off. Never have an ATU, an internal ATU engaged on a resonant antenna. It's not going to be efficient if you do that. It's better just to disengage it, bypass it, go directly to the antenna. Yeah, that's QRN. So those are thunderstorms around. There's some thunderstorms in the area. Now the RBN ought to pick me up and respot me. So let's just go ahead and start calling CQ. POTA. Whoops, wrong one. See what I did there? Let's go back to play. There we go. And change this on hammer so it knows that I'm on the 40-meter band. Oh, take some photos while it's quiet. I can never take good photos of the KX2 or KX1 because the frame rate of my camera, you're probably seeing this here too, the frame rate makes those look kind of jumpy and weird. I'm so glad I picked to be under the shelter today. I mean, it's such a pretty day to be outside, but it's nice to have that shade over you. Maybe there won't be a lot of action on 40 meters. Ooh, listen to that. Ooh, I should send a message out to my buddies Mike and Eric and let them know that Did I get that right? Yeah, okay. I was doing something on the side that made me question what I heard. I thought, was that a U instead of an M? Okay, 40 meters is alive. He's a little lower than he was before, I thought. Can't miss his cootie. Good to get you in there, Templeton. Okay. see. Okay. By the way, I turned down the RF gain a little bit to help with the QRN. Good. Was that da-da-da? So they're actually louder than this? All these signals are louder than this because I have the RF gain turned down, so I have to kind of compensate for that in my signal report. No need to say sorry. Oh, there we go. I knew exactly who that was. Something about the way he attacks that NE4. I always know it's you. I'm hearing thunder in the distance. Did I hear WM? Okay. Okay. Oh gosh, this Oh, I didn't get that. Okay, wait. Okay, wait, I'll do one more. I've got to go soon. Okay. I do think I heard somebody come in, but I really do need to call quits. I don't know if you can hear this on the camera or not, but there is thunder rumbling in the distance, and that's a really good reason for me to hop off of here too. So let me do this. I do want to take a couple more photos. I'm going to turn all the volume all the way down here. I'll take a couple of photos before I forget to do it. I had a total of 31 contacts. Boy, I just could not be more pleased with this, to be honest. This was just fantastic. Take a picture of my logs here. My messy logs. It's funny, as I was doing this, and I was doing my 7s, I was like, that looks like a 4. Well, you know what? I started writing 4s, and then I had to go back and correct them and put 7s in for 1,700 hours. Usually not quite that messy. Okay, let's see. Put it up here on 1,400 meters. Not that that makes a difference with this because of how the KX1 shows it, but this is how I take them on my photos. And we will go ahead and pack up and head out of here. I go back to the hospital now. Check on Mom, make sure she's doing okay. You know what, though? Hospitals, I don't know if you're this way, but you know, they're kind of like really clinical, sterile environments and everything. And we spend a lot of time in them. It's nice just to walk outside for a little bit. And I know that as a patient, like it's so nice to have a window or something just to remind you of what it's like outdoors. And so for me today, this is pretty darn therapeutic to be able to come out here, really take a proper break, take a hike. I don't care how hot and humid it is. It's such a nice luxury. And I love it. Be able to come out here and have enough time to go back, take a shower, take my dad back over there, check in on Mom. She's doing a lot better today. Again, oh, I do love this radio. I really do. Every time I use it. This ATU is not as good as the one I think in my 3-bander. My 3-bander that was made by this other friend, it's just exceptional. And this one, I'm pretty sure that my other one would tune a 40-meter infrared half wave on 30 meters. This one doesn't seem to be able to do it, but that's okay, because I'm sure that the antennas that are like in the KX1 manual, the little small random wire antennas that they suggest, that this will probably do just fine for that, but just not on 40-meter infrared half wave, which is fine, not a big deal. I can probably rework that ATU sometime, just take it out, maybe redo some of the coils or something, and try to make sure that they're up to snuff. Very happy with that, though. Very happy with that purchase. I know you're probably thinking I'm crazy, but the radios I really, really, really love I don't mind having some extra copies of them. I don't mind here for a second. We'll drink a little water and we'll put this up together. I need some water badly. You know, something about humidity just has a way of sucking water out of you, ironically. Ah, nice. Okay, I'll put you in here. Haven't made up a name for this one yet. Trust me, I will. Okay, we'll undo the speaker. People ask me about the speaker. This is an Anker Soundcord Mini. I have a link to it in qrpr.com on the field report. Always look in the description below for a link to my field reports. I always have a field report with each one of my activation videos. In fact, really the activation video is just a support of my field report. I spend way more time doing my field reports than my activation videos. Yeah, this would probably power the KX1 for like a day of just continuous operation. KX1's a super efficient radio, so it's very, very miserly with batteries, and so it would run this forever on a 5 amp hour battery. These are really nice. Thank you, Joshua, for doing this. Man, I do love these things. He also sent with me little buck converters and things that I can use to charge these off of 5-volt power supplies, like from a battery bank, like this one right here that's actually right now powering my camera, which is awfully handy. Very kind of him to do. Joshua's a good fellow and a good friend. Hey, we're going to be camping in about a month and a half. A month and a half at the W4 Soda campout in North Georgia. Last year, Joshua shared a campsite with me. We'll be doing the same this year. He's returning the favor, and so it's really nice, actually. Okay, did I take a picture of the antenna? I think I did. Let me unplug this camera so that I can take the camera with me, and we'll go over here and put up the antenna. I'll show you how I do that. Not that I haven't done this a whole bunch of times already. Ah, that's a pipeline swallowtail. That's what that little butterfly is. They're beautiful, aren't they? You can't really see him on this camera. This camera's not good at doing that sort of thing. But they're beautiful little butterflies. Okay. Put up my reading glasses. Undo the coax here. Yep, I'm seeing some dark clouds over. Not quite yet, but I am seeing some dark clouds. Now I have got to come over here and undo this knot around the tree. Take the tension off the line so I can pull my antenna through. This is easy to do. Just do that right there. Pull that loop through. It's hard to do with one hand though, as easy as it is. There we go. And those are all the briars or brambles. And grab this antenna. What we'll do is pull it over here a little bit over in the shade. And then as I pull this down, let's see. As I pull this down, it'll lay down properly. There we go. So we'll do a figure 8 with this. The only thing putting tension on this is that line over there catching in the briars. And that can make it a little catchier doing this. Let's do a figure 8 on this antenna. This wire is just some cheap wire that my buddy Vlado gave me. Spool of wire. And I've built several antennas out of this stuff. There we go. Now, that briar is not caught anymore on there. And we're almost at the end of the antenna here. And done. Right there. And I just use this Velcro to hold this in place. That is as cheap as a winder can be. Ooh, I'm seeing some trash on the ground I'm going to pick up. I always look around for trash when I go to a site. I just can't help it, to be honest. I notice all these things. These are things that kids have left behind here when they've come here, and you just don't see them all. Just go ahead and throw it in the trash can while I've got it. We don't need that stuff on the ground. Let's put my antenna over here. Let's pick it up in a bit. Now we'll put up the throw line. And I'll show you what I do with the throw line to just kind of get it out so it doesn't get all knotted up in these briars and things. I pull it out of here, pull it off at a bit of a distance. Look up here. I'll come up here. And now I'm going to pull this out of the tree. Put this down here. You can see it. It shouldn't catch as badly. I see some people coming over here. Actually getting more people here at the park. I've been the only person here for a long time, and I saw a car pull up maybe 15 minutes before the end of the activation. Let's put this in the bag. You always want to make sure when you stick it in there that the string is sticking up. That's to keep it from getting tangled when you put it back. There we go. Almost done here. But I gotta go back and get my weight. I think I left it on the ground over there. Then put in this bundle. And this is the end of the line coming up. There we go. Let's get the throw weight. And we'll put this up in the back over here in the shelter. Yeah, boy, I tell you, I'm getting out of here in just enough time. They were calling for severe thunderstorms today, severe thunder showers or whatever. Isolated severe thunderstorms, that's what it was. Which is typical this time of year, to be honest. Almost weird for it not to be happening, especially when it's so hot and humid. You get these little pop-up thunderstorms that you just don't have a chance. Let me show you this in slow motion here. So, now I've got to think about it. I push this through, pull it around, pull that up, under, and put this knot through. And boom, done. And then to hold it in here, I take my drawstring and push it through the ring on my weight. Pull the drawstring closed, like that. And there you go. All said and done. And just have three more things to put up here in my bag. Put up my RG316. Yes, I've got it. I'm just pulling it up through here, which is not the best thing to do. I'll wear out the connector doing this. But I build these. I built this one myself. This was one I'm a little rougher on these. My ABR cables I have, which I love my ABR cables. I treat them a little more nicely. I don't know why I shouldn't. I should treat them all the same. I'll put these in here. It's not the neatest, most organized pack I've ever done, but then again, I don't have a specific custom field kit just for this KX1, so that's one of the reasons why. That's it. There's like no water in here now. That's okay, I don't really need any more. Wow, this was fun. It was always fun taking out the KX1. It's nice to have a really nice long hike, despite the humidity, despite all the things going on in the world. It's nice to get away a little bit. Does one good. Oh, this is so nice. I'd like to live here. Okay, thank you so much for joining me today. I really do appreciate it. It's nice of you to come along, spend some time with me here, doing this casual activation, checking out this KX1, which works perfectly. Putting up antennas, taking down antennas, hearing the thunder roll in, hearing some of the sounds of summer. It's late August. I'm really, really looking forward to fall this year. We didn't spend the summer here last year in North Carolina, and frankly, we were in Canada, where it's a lot cooler in the summer. It's been a hot one. I've had a lot of outdoor work to do, so it's a bit draining to me. I just don't do well in hot weather. Do much better in cold weather. Thank you so much for joining me. And I hope you get a chance to go out and play a little radio yourself. If you get a chance to mentor a new amateur radio operator, jump on that opportunity. That's what amateur radio is made of, are a bunch of ambassadors, mentors, Elmers, as we like to call them. That's what makes it all work. And as I always say, take care of one another, be kind to one another, and until next time, 7 3s.